and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is all about how to know whether your consultants need training or coaching. This is something I spoke about in a previous video, which I didn't get a chance to go in depth enough on. So I'm going to do that today for you because it's really important that as managers and agency owners who have a team of consultants, we can spot that difference and then give them what they need. I'm going to break it down as simply as I can. When there is a gap in knowledge, when they need to learn something that they don't already know about, that is a training need. Training is when we impart knowledge that we have onto somebody else. So that is essentially when you need to give the consultants training. When there is a coaching need, it could be something to do with their attitudes and behaviours. Something like a confidence issue, coaching is perfect for. It could be that their motivation levels have changed and dropped, and there needs to be some exploration into why. It could be that they are performing really well, but want to reach new goals, reach new heights. They've got all the knowledge, but they need some coaching to support them through that process. In particular, when they've got quite big goals, because it helps break them down into more manageable chunks. Neither are just for people that are medium performers or underperforming. Both are needed for our high performers as well. In particular, coaching, because it can really help them get towards new heights. And with coaching, it is a very empowering experience because you are not being told to do anything. Everything you come up with in that session is something that you have put down on paper and you have thought of. It feels great that when you achieve the goals you set out to, although you've been taken through a guided process, you have done that all yourself. You know, it's not your manager saying, right, go and do this, go and do that. Some of you watching may have heard of the Able Motivated Matrix. It's a great way to also recognise whether coaching or training is needed. When we look at the matrix, on one side we've got ability, like that, and then on one side we've got motivation. Now, if the motivation levels are dropping, or the ability, we're never going to get into that high performance area here. We need both to match. So it could be that you've got somebody that has all the ability, but the motivation is not there, and that's definitely a coaching need. Do they feel heard? Do they feel understood? Has something happened in their job that's really affected their confidence? If the motivation is there, but actually it's the ability that's lacking, then we've got to ask ourselves, okay, do they need some skill development? Do they have the knowledge they need to do this job? And that's when training comes in. So that's also a great tool to use to work it out. Now, of course, there's going to be some instances where maybe somebody actually needs both. So then you do a mix of training and coaching. When I go into agencies and train a group of newbies that have never, ever done recruitment before, I do the training with them, but I'm also adding coaching on as well to help embed the learning, help them set their own goals, help them to become independent and use their initiative. So the two coupled together are bringing their ability and their motivation levels up. So that we feel so motivated when we are doing well in our job, when we are placing candidates, having great conversations with clients. So both of these things will essentially contribute to motivation. One thing I want to point out in regards to confidence is that can also mean a training need as well, because sometimes people's confidence will drop when they don't feel they know enough about something. A lot of the time where our confidence grows in anything is when we have that knowledge. So I know the things that I'm most confident about with my business are the areas where I feel like I know a lot about it. I've got that knowledge. It's no different for your consultants. So be careful with the confidence thing, that you've explored whether it is a training need as well as the behavioural side, or whether it's either or. You can do that by purely speaking to somebody. And that's quite key with understanding whether somebody needs training or coaching, because you could quite easily assume, oh, well, it's because they don't know about X, or it's because their attitude has changed. But actually, you need to sit down with that person and find out more about what's going on for them. Make them feel like they're in a safe environment to open up, be vulnerable, talk to you about what they're struggling with. It's going to give you a much better insight into what they need. They are then going to feel heard, understood, and really, really supported, which is only going to add to their development. A nice quick one today. If you want to have more of a chat about training and coaching, because both I provide for the recruitment industry, please feel free to book a chat through my website, or you can connect with me on any of the social media platforms I've listed in the caption to this video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.